Earthlings, welcome. I was hiding behind the chat because I'm silly. Anyway, welcome to the first stream of this week on Blue Star Ubu. I am Ubu, Spaceman Vtuber. Please call me Blue Star because it sounds cooler. How's everybody doing today? Good? I hope good. I hope on a scale from 1 to 10 that you are at least a 6. If you aren't, you and I need to have a chat behind the dumpster, and I'm gonna punch you until until you're a 6 out of 10. That was a nice loading screen. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Give me just a second. I gotta drink water. Okay, water drinked. So, today, instead of doing nothing, which was what we originally were going to be doing, we are doing something. How does that sound? Does that sound wonderful? Does it sound fantastic? I hope so. Because if that doesn't sound fantastic, it probably means you just don't like my content. Because the alternative was nothing. Anyway, before we get into anything, I wanted to say that on Friday, I believe it was, I did a Vitamin Connection stream. I don't want to go look at it because from the sounds of it, it was incredibly scuffed. Audio problems, and I was also scuffed. But I'm getting better enough to where I'm confident that I can stream without coughing and clearing my throat every few seconds and being doubled over in pain and stuff like that. And as far as the whatchamacallit goes, hold on a second. Whew, I was wondering why that wasn't showing up. Anyway, as far as streaming goes, like video games, I can do that, but I can't do it to the best of my abilities. So I'm going to take a little time and come up with more interesting non-gaming stream ideas to do, and in the meantime, work on improving my PC. However, even if my PC is in its current state by the end of the month, I do have a very special and very exciting gaming stream I'm planning next Wednesday, I believe. Not this upcoming Wednesday, next Wednesday. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the drawing room. I think this is the first time y'all will be seeing the drawing room in its full glory. 3, 2, 1. Pew! Here we are. As you can see, I've already got everything set up. All comfy cozy in my chair with my... This is definitely a drawing tablet. It's not just a trapezoid that I couldn't find a way to make look like a drawing tablet. And I got my milk. Because what is a drawing session without a milk carton? And I got my pen, which we'll put over here, so it looks like I'm drawing. Now, I have a few ideas of things that we can draw today. And the first, as you can see, I have a little box next to my desk of different character designs that I've worked on, most of them within the past year or so, but a few even older than that. I decided one thing I could do to help raise a little money to build a better PC, or at least improve the one I have anyway, is to, I guess, just start drawing people pictures. And I want to give people an idea of what they'd be buying if they were to buy a picture from me. A portfolio, if you will. I'm not the fanciest drawer, but I do kind of pride myself in, character design and whatnot. So the first thing we're going to do today is I want to get my, my drawing ability up to snuff, and I'm going to draw one of my characters that I made that someday I hope to make a comic of, named Pinkami. I'm almost done. Also, I'm going to be looking down and not focusing on the screen as much, so let me know in the chat if you can't hear me or something. In general, if it seems like my mic is cutting out or anything like that, let me know, because if I'm going to be improving my PC, I want the mic to be just as good, you know? Now that wasn't the mic cutting out, that was me muting it while I moved it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is work a little bit on the arms, because do we think that they are as long as each other? That was one thing I was looking at before the stream started. I wanted to look at the arms again, reanalyze, and see if they're as long as each other. Because one thing I do have a little bit of a problem with is making sure that limbs are the same length. Symmetry. That's the best way to put it. But I think they're fine. I think they are. One thing we didn't do was put a little handball over here. Obviously, this is just pencil, so like the pencil that we'll be using to mark where we want everything. And hands, the worst part of the body to draw. There, but we managed. Alright, and now over here, Pinkami is going to be holding a staff, a magic staff. As such, it'll be about yay big, but we want to make sure it's straight, because what good would it be if it was at a 90-degree angle? You hate drawing hands. Yeah, that's very relatable. I think I've said it before on stream. It might have been an older stream, but I said to someone else I was talking to about hands. It might not have even been a stream. I don't know. Talking to someone about how whenever it seems like I get the epiphany, like I understand how to draw hands, it leaves and it's really annoying, because not only is drawing them hard, but making sure they're the same size on both hands while drawing them well, it really stinks. Here, do a little loop, because I drew her fingers kind of small there, so we want small fingers here as well. But we also want it to look like she's holding something. I think that's turning out okay. I just want to get the hands over with since it sucks. And the thumb was about yay big over there. Okay, I think that turned out not as bad as I thought it would. Now let me look through my files real quick for how her staff looks, because the design has changed a little bit throughout, well, I'll say the years for dramatic effect, but months. Throughout the designs, I should say. Iterations. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I just remembered. Since this is the new drawing room, you get to hear the new drawing room music, which is exclusive to the drawing room because the name of the song is Drawn. Also made by Peggy Mo. Let me know if the song is too loud or if you think it should be louder. Feel free to, anyhow. Because I can't tell without wasting more time looking at other things that I don't need to look at. If I have a handy dandy chat that can just say too loud, then I'll focus on that. But worst case scenario, in a little bit, I suppose I can just see for myself. Okay, so her staff. We'll start off with a little trapezoidal thing. Well, a base for it. Like a milk dud. Sounds okay? That's great. Thank you. Yeah, we draw a big old milk dud. No, not a milk dud. A Rolo. Milk duds are just like turds. like little animal droppings. Let's see, and then there's a big diamond shape on the front, but that's not very symmetrical. Let's see. We'll put that like that on there. And voila, we have a slightly more symmetrical diamond. Then we're going to add our angry eyebrows like that. No, not like that. Don't listen to me. Not like that. Come on, guys. Alright, there. And there. And then we put a big thing that kind of makes it look like a fleur-de-lis. And then we put some little dots there. And then the thing that makes it a cool staff, we'll move the drawing off to the side here. Like right there, that's perfect. I think that's perfect anyway. And then, I don't know why I said it like that. We will add some cool big ol' antler looking things. And that'll up the cool factor by tenfold. Don't worry, I already did the math. It's tenfold. I know a lot of people think that the up factor, or the cool factor, is upped by eightfold by antlers, but no, you're wrong. You didn't do your homework like Ubu did. And so with these bad boys, the staff is pretty much finished. As far as the loose, rough sketch goes. And one thing that's been bothering me, sometimes I like to add details that don't need to be on a rough sketch, just because they're bothering me so much. So one thing, now this might be a pretty commonplace thing to say, I don't know. But if I could suggest anything to you, it just, anyone out there who wants to listen to me for art advice, it would be keep up with all your sketches for characters and stuff that you come up with. Specifically ones that you come up with. It's good to have a physical copy of anything in general, just so you can have it, you know, for whatever reason. But excuse me. But for characters you come up with, I know from personal experience there have been characters I designed and I was happy with them, but then as time went on, I kind of forgot what made the character look the way I wanted it to in my head. Like, I had a basic idea of what I wanted to go for, but not enough to make it just stick out the way it did initially. Does that make any sense? Like, you know, some character designs are very basic, but some of them have a little bit going on. Not even like necessarily super busy or anything, just they aren't, you know, a circle with two other circles and a smile. They're you know, there's a various scale of complexity, and the more complex it gets, the more likely you are to forget every intricate detail, even if it is your character. So what I do, just to make sure that no idea I come up with is lost to the passage of time, I have a storage box where I keep all of my physical drawings organized. Every once in a while, if I'm feeling up to it, I might scan them into my computer so I don't even have to consult them, and then I can just, you know, have a physical and a digital copy. But that's what I do. You can try it out if you want. The box I have holds a lot, has a lot more space in it for holding things, and it doesn't take up a lot of space and it didn't cost that much. I got it at the department store for probably no less than $20. Alright, now this leg right here, we want to make it as even or as big as that one, as this one, because it's not that far away. So one thing that I kind of struggle with is I want everything to be really dynamic, even though you know, the character's pose is pretty stationary. I think those are the words that I use. I want it to be dynamic in the sense that, like, one body part will be really big and one will be really small. But that's not always appropriate, you know, unless it's like you're drawing Mr. Fantastic. You haven't drawn on physical paper in years. Man, that's a long time. I think the last time I haven't drawn on physical paper as much because a couple months ago I reorganized my room, and the way I reorganized it kind of discouraged from using my normal drawing desk, which is the only place I like to draw. Physically, anyway. However, my computer setup, intentionally so, was so good that I wanted to use my tablet more. So there are things about digital art that I like, but there are things about physical art I like as well. I'd say the nicest part of digital art is the undo button. But there are things about physical that I think we shouldn't take for granted. I just can't think of them right now. I feel like there's something about digital art. It's funny. It seems more specific, if that makes any sense. It's more accurate than real life, and that can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. Drawing just seems more forgiving to me. I don't know what it is. Okay, now that that's done, One thing when I draw this character, one trap I tend to fall into is I make her look too bulky. And I don't want to do that. I run that risk giving her these drapey robe, like this scarf thing over her mage robes. But, you know, I thought it looked nice. I thought it looked cool. So then no, not the hair. We'll take her arm and we'll reattach it over here. There we go. And then we'll draw the arm of her robe. Don't want it to be too baggy, but we still don't want it to be too tight. There. And put the cool cuff. The cool cuff. I drew it wrong. That's better. I'll zoom out and get a better look at it and see what I think in a little bit. Too loose. Let's start like right here. Yeah, I can't for a stream to do today because I didn't know if I would be feeling up to drawing. Yesterday I tried drawing and it hurt a bit too much. I didn't think I'd be able to do it for long periods of time. However, this morning I woke up and I felt good enough to go to church. So if I could leave my house, I could draw in my house in a comfy spot. However, the idea that I have for a stream is still on the books. I might do it tomorrow in place of the video game stream. I still want to finish Klonoa. I don't imagine it'll take too long. I think when I have nothing to do, I could absolutely finish Klonoa. It doesn't seem like that long of a game. Or, I mean, and I don't want to say that hard, because there was a level I struggled with. I didn't struggle with it, but I certainly could have finished it faster. I went back and listened to my debut stream and the Klonoa stream, and I'm there. There's some things about it that I really liked, and there were some things about it that I hope I can finish in the future, or that I can improve upon in the future. Like, with that Klonoa stream, I felt like I was talking the whole time. But I think my mic was cutting out every now and again, because there would just be these really awkward pauses. And I know for a fact I was talking non-stop. If you put something weird in front of me and make me play it, absolutely I will talk your ear off about it. I'll make fun of it. I'll talk about how I think it's interesting. I don't know, just a big mix of things. I'm a very commentary happy person. And there were a lot of pauses in that. And I'm sorry if y'all thought I was just deciding, like I would have one epiphany of a stupid comment to make, and then I'd just go silent for 20 seconds. Yeah, I try to say something as much as possible. Even if it's something stupid, at least me saying something stupid might keep your attention, you know? So now I'm going to bolden the lines on the head, which I'd done, I think I did this yesterday. Yeah, I don't remember drawing it all today, except for now. Because whenever I turn the lines to blue, excuse me, the light lines I'm barely going to be able to see. But the dark lines I will see very well. That still look about even, I think so. And then curved line there. There we go. I like how this is turning out, considering this is the first time I've really not only drawn this character, but drawn something other than Ubu, myself, of course, for a while. I mean, it might be a couple months. But I'm happy to be able to go back and see that I still got it to some extent. I'm not going to act like I'm this artisan, you know, who has years of experience. I suppose technically I do, because I've been drawing my whole life, but that's like saying you've been playing video games your whole life. What does it even mean? Like, do you count the days when you would sit on the kitchen floor and bang a crayon on the paper? Tell your mommy and daddy that it's the sun and it looks like a rhinoceros exploded? Like, do you count that as experience? Probably shouldn't. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, all that being said, I don't have like the years of masterful experience. I've just kind of gotten to a point where I'm relatively comfortable with the way that I draw, and there have been enough people who aren't in my immediate family who appreciate how it looks that I just thought, you know what, maybe I've got something good going on here. Maybe I don't need to fret too much about how good or bad it looks, because a lot of people who have no obligation to tell me something looks good have told me my work looks good. So why not just try and improve the things that make what I do unique, I guess. And just stop fretting. Stop worrying that I won't be the next... I don't even know. I don't keep up with artists. The next Michelangelo. I don't think anyone nowadays wants to be Michelangelo. Everyone wants to draw cartoons, not like cathedral ceilings. Although, if someone drew a cathedral ceiling nowadays and it looked just as good as back then, they would be my hero. That would look so cool. Alright, blue time. There we go. See, this is what it would look like very lightly. This right here. You can't even see it. Yeah, exactly. I wish I could do a better job of articulating what it was. Articulate what it was about my style that people like so much. But I just know what I want to go for, and when I show someone a drawing and they say it looks good, I assume I achieved what I wanted to. Alright, time for circle. Could look a little better, could look a little worse. We'll work on it. Now, one thing about me is my line art. If I'm feeling impatient, I'll let it slack a lot. But I want this to look good, somewhat. I want people to look at it and think, hey, that's not bad. That's someone I would willingly give money to for a drawing of the same caliber, so... Yeah, it looks fine. And then we'll do a little bit of turn on vector eraser. There we go. Work on the eyelash. Nah, that's too lumpy. And it's a little too lumpy as well. Yeah. How's that look? I think it looks okay. It's mostly just this part that bothers me. No. There. That's better. And I'll do some erasing. I'm trying to keep everything kind of uniform, so there. And then erase this bit. Fine. And then we'll come over here and do the smaller eyeball part. That's the anatomical name for the inside, for the iris, is the smaller eyeball part. We might as well get the other eye out of the way, since circular things, even though they seem simple to draw, they're so bothersome. Oops. Because you want them to look perfect, but there's just something about circle parts. That, I just caught lightning in a bottle. I don't see anything wrong with that. I can't believe it. One thing I heard from another artist who I found on YouTube, so I don't know their name, but credit to them, whoops, is whenever you draw digitally, you want, well, this is at least what I do, because what they said worked. What you want to do is when you're drawing lines, don't just do the exact line, do more than you need to, and it usually turns out better. And then you can erase whatever excess there is. So just keep that in mind next time you think to yourself, gee, something about this perfectly sized line isn't going the way I want it to. I want the line to be the same thickness. There we go. It's fine. And then we'll do a little erase. There. Things are coming along smoothly. Everything is going according to my design. I think that's how the quote goes. Let's see how that looks. I like it. I like it a lot. Water time. Well, milk time. Okay. Now we will... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic. My life is over. Anyway. Next, we will do this. Oh, wait. This. No. This. No. This. No. This. That's fine. And then and then and I think we got it. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. There, that looks better. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have just done that in the mic. And then we will... She has two little curl things. Oops. How about I pay attention to my own advice, do the line a bit longer, so that there's more leeway. No. Hey, that's fine. I give it a B+. Well, I did something weird with my hand there. There. And now that bang is banged out. And then we'll put... we don't want her eyebrows to be that thick. But we don't want them to be that thin either, so we need to find a happy medium. There. That's better. Methinks. Now we drew this bang to be a little smaller than this one, so we'll have to make up for it. There. I'm liking how this is turning out. It makes me happy. It'll be cool to see a picture on my computer that isn't just of myself. I won't feel like as much of a narcissist. There we go. Nose. Don't want the line to be too long. We'll come back to the nose. That might be good. It might be good. I don't actually know yet. Now we work on mouth. That looks good. And that could be better. That could be better. Okay. I'll take it. There. That's fine and dandy to me. She has a chipped, not a chipped tooth, just a completely missing tooth. Because she comes from a farm. I thought it would make her look like a bit, kind of a simple way to make her look like a country girl, you know. Like one day she was, I don't know, driving the tractor and fell off, as you do. I don't think her family owns a tractor. Those don't really exist in her world. There. And there. I love it. Every time I zoom out and I look at how it's coming along, I realize it's coming along nicely. And now we're going to work on the face itself. It's nice to have lines that are like broken up, you know, by like big hair and stuff. That way, instead of having to go all the way like that, you just have to do that. Looking good, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I hope I can maintain that high standard whilst finishing. Nope. Don't want to give her Quagmire chin. Let's fiddle around with the angles. We want to give her kind of a rounded face to make her look a little more youthful, but if you do it at a weird angle or what have you, you know, put a little angularity in the line, it ends up looking like a strapping man's chin, which you don't want on a girl. Just doesn't run in the, what am I trying to say? The character design, it's not complementary to the character concept. And then, no, my hand shook. That's pretty good, but let's make the line longer. There, we done it. There we go. I like how it is turning out. Makes me very happy. Yeah. We'll do that, and then we'll do that. No, we'll do that. There we go. And then we'll cut all that off. Oh, and that. And now... Okay, this will probably be the biggest line we'll do and the part that gives me the most trouble. Because we gotta do this line. Like I said, it could be worse, it could be all that. But it's still a decently sized line. So... It'll just be a lot of trial and error, really. Just do it until it happens, you know. Don't want to make her head look like or her hair. If there were a couple parts that weren't so lumpy on that one. Oh, I was saying we don't want to make it look like, you know, like an Amish lady's hat. We don't want that. We want it to look like her head, but we still want it to take up like most of her head, if that makes any sense. See that? That makes her look like Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy or something, because the back of her head is droopy. We don't want that. And this looks like someone ran over her head with a bike or something. Just keep at it. Let's see how this looks. Erase that, erase that, erase that. That's good. It's good. And then we'll do the little flippy that she has in her hair. Oops. You know, maybe someday this will be like a character that people want to draw because they read the comic or something. And this will be the very first how-to before the comic's even a thing. Ain't that just the craziest idea? There we go. And that's her head. We did it, and it looks stinking amazing. Well, the line art does anyway. And now, draw the neck. What program am I'm using? Clip Studio Paint Pro. I don't know if it's still as cheap as it was when I got it, but when I got it, it was like $5 a month. That's nothing. And I really like this program, and while I usually, you know, I'm too just stuck in my ways to fiddle around with like new user generated stuff, you know? It's still, the things that I have downloaded and I have fiddled around with and experimented with, they just work really well. And they're very customizable. I don't really know exactly what to look for in this kind of a program, but I heard a lot of people talk about how good it was, and I've been very happy with it. There was a point when I switched tablets and the program was being a little funky, and they got, like, the customer service got back to me in a very short amount of time and helped. I know that's their job, but I mean, it could have just been like, sorry buddy, sucks to be you, and you know, but they didn't. I got it working again, and it's really, I don't know, it's really cheap. But anyway, I'm not a Clip Studio Paint Pro salesman, so I'll leave it there. That's what I use. Okay, give me just a second to take a little breather. Okay, excuse me. I'm back. There we go. I suppose we can... Oops, no, we want to leave that. Zoom out. We don't want to draw too much of the collar because she has a robe going over it. We don't want the robe to be too big because, as we established, if you let the robe just kind of do whatever the heck it wants to do, then the character ends up looking too wide. Do a couple little lines like this, see how it looks. Something like that. Something like that. Like, no. Try not to get too worked up about the line not turning out the way I want it to. I don't want to hurt myself. This is a chill stream, not a injure or reopen the incisions from your surgery stream. I feel kind of bad talking about my surgery so much. It seems like I'm just trying to put attention on myself. I just think it's funny. Like, within the 24-hour period that I debuted, I was off to surgery. It was just like, what are the odds? I don't remember if I said it on stream. The 3 days they gave me, that was the best date that I could have picked. The other one was a week before, which would have run the risk of me not being able to debut because I'm still recovering, and the other one was the day of, and I made it perfectly clear, no, the 13th is busy. You might try it. You've been using Metabang Paint on your phone. I've never heard of that, but to be fair, there aren't a lot of programs I've heard of. I'm not like, you know, some program guru. If it works, you know, with how you like to draw, then go for it. But if you try out Clip Studio Paint and it works better, then do that. Assuming you have the money, of course. Like I said, if it's still the price it was when I got it, it's like less than $5. That's a good deal. That's a good deal for quality steel. Sometimes I forget to turn the vector eraser back on. It makes my life miserable. I'm just kidding. And then we draw this arm. That was a good arm, unfortunately, because we want like that to be connected. And do a little bit of... Oh no. Yeah, that's better. Ooh. Let's see. Wow, it's almost been an hour already. That's crazy. I think what I might do for this stream is I'll finish at least the line art for Pinkami. Maybe do a little bit of coloring. But the painkillers I took to help me through this stream have betrayed us. So, I'm in a little pain. That's okay though. And I wonder why my surgery keeps coming up, because literally when I try to stream and have a normal life, this happens. But it's I'm not doing anything terribly. I like that vector eraser thing. Yeah, there are like a few variations of the eraser. I don't know what the other ones do, but you know, I've made do just using the two that I use. Wow, voice cracked much. The two that I use. The vector eraser and just the normal eraser. Those work wonders for me. And there. I don't do the best hands, but I do things that resemble hands, and people don't get mad about it, so I continue to do it that way. So, how do y'all like the new song that you're listening to? Like I said, this is a song exclusive to this screen. I might do like art videos, and the song will be playing in the background of that, but this was the only area or the only setting where a song called Drawn worked. It's chill. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm not the one who made it, but I'm so glad you like it. Because I'm sure... I mean, you're familiar with Peggy Mo Shark. He was here when I played Klonoa. He's the one who made it. And I think he'll be overjoyed to hear that it accomplished its purpose of being a chill drawing song. Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll just thicken the line out a little bit. There we go. We'll just go to normal eraser and erase that little bit. Right? No. And then we'll do this. Kind of mask the mistake we've made. There. Looking good. Oh, like I said, I always forget to... There we go. Excuse me. Now this sleeve is a bit bigger than that one, so maybe we'll do this. Kind of make it a little droopy. I think that works fine. Mage robes tend to have droop, and you can take that to the bank. And in the back of her little tassel things, there's like a cape. But we don't want it to be... Yeah, we want it to be more like that. We don't want it to be too poofy is what I was going to say. If it gets too poofy, it doesn't look like it's a cape, it just looks like, I don't know, something poofier than a cape. Capes aren't supposed to be poofy until the wind interacts with them. Or gravity or something. But when you're standing idle, no poof, no poofy. We'll work on that in a second. Alright, how's it coming along? Good, 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 good. We'll work on that hand, the dreaded hand. I guess if I have an outline, it's not going to be that bad, but it's still not going to be that good. And you want to do your best to make it look like their hand wasn't stung by a wasp, or even a bee, or a cow killer, for those familiar. And her arm's there, so her wrist would be here. Okay. Another dreaded part that we can go ahead and work on is the staff. Getting 2 straight lines, boy, that's gonna be fun. And probably not something I do, but we'll try. You know what? Think smart, not hard. And there we go. I guess that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And then we use the vector eraser to get rid of that, and that, and that, and that. Whoops. No, they're just that. Hold on. What? Get rid of that. Huh. Hold on. There. Yeah, the finger was incomplete. It's bizarre. And then we... There. Well, you know... There we go. So that's that. We got a couple lines to erase as well. Here, here, here. Here, here, here. And voila. We've done it. The impossible. Make that a little... There. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, that didn't work as I intended. Just trying to be cool with it. There we go. But cool not always work. Should have learned that in high school. Cool not always work. Sometimes cool go bad. Sometimes cool makes school call my dad. Because I did something wrong. And now we will come up here to the Rolo. Judge Claude Rolo. And there. We shall commence Rolo drawing. Here, let's zoom out. As much as I want to get up in your face, you know, the face of this drawing, typically I do better when I zoom out, because then I can actually see everything and do that kind of thing, you know? Perfect. No. Vector. Ah! The thing about vector is you have to be really specific on what you want to erase. It's a very unforgiving application. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, we'll do that. No, I don't like how that looks. Now I do like how that looks. That looks pretty good. Excuse me, I got a sniff, and it kind of hurts to do that with these incisions. Okay, that's better. Here. See what I mean? I want to be like this so I can just go. But that's not how it ends up looking good. Yeah, we want the lines to be about even, huh? That's my thinking, but what do I know? I'm just the guy drawing. There we go. Everything works out in the end, I suppose. Now sometimes... Oh. I was going to say, sometimes if the lines barely connect, Vector Eraser doesn't even acknowledge them as separate lines. And that's when you got a no-no problem. And we don't want a no-no problem. Oh, it's too thick. There. Much better. I guess we can do this little mustache looking part. I really like the mustache looking part. I like it. I wish I could have a figurine of the mustache looking part. And books, an art book all about it. And everyone would say, what is with you, you weirdo? And I'd say, shut up! I love the mustache looking part. Disappointed. There we go. There. We're doing it. We're doing it, doing it. Makes me giddy as a grand old flag. There we go. Perfect. That first try. Alright, let me take a breather real quick. Oh, let me take a slightly extended breather and y'all can see my BRB screen that you've never seen. I'm back. Thank you, Shy Shark. I'm glad that was actually the very first animated something I'd ever drawn if you're talking about the BRB screen. So there are some other things other animated things I've drawn since then that I really like more, but I am proud that for my first little animation thing, it turned out the way it did. Just 4 simple frames. Whew. I think I've identified what's having me feel bad. It's not really the incisions or anything. It's really, honestly, it's not anything like too personal. It's just kind of gross, I guess. You know, whenever you have surgery, sometimes they have to like pump air into you and stuff, and it causes gas. And that's all I'll say. That's all you need to know. I'm sure you can, if you can't infer what I'm getting at, I don't know. Then I guess you'll just have to be clueless. So the antlers, you know, we had this big talk at the beginning of the stream about how antlers make you look cool tenfold. So of course we gotta work on those. Nice. I do solemnly swear that I will finish the line art before the stream is over. The more time I spend with you all, and the more time I actually put into being a VTuber, the more, you know, gratifying and just happy. It was really frustrating not being able to stream yesterday. I said I was going to take have a slow day, just relax, but I couldn't. I didn't want to. What I do to relax is stream. So basically all I could do is go to sleep or slump over uncomfortably in a chair and try to find a YouTube video to take my mind off the fact that I can't stream, you know? But I'm sure in a week, you know, by the time we get to the end of this week, I'd like to think I'll be back to tip-top shape. Man, straight lines, I'm telling you. That's a good line. It's not where we want it to be. So we'll keep it going. We'll keep this train a-going. All aboard the straight line train. Where we stop, I don't know. I hope, here. We'll leave that be for now. I don't know if that'll be the line I go with, but it'll certainly be one I consider. Excuse me. I apologize if you heard that. That was one of my infamous burps. But at this point in my life, I would prefer to release a burp than have a few people hear it and potentially say, "Ew, you mean to tell me that guy who just had surgery just is releasing gas?" Like, I'm so sorry. I'll contain it and just feel uncomfortable a little longer. There, we did it. Now, don't depend on Vector Eraser too much. It doesn't always erase everything you want gone. In case you haven't noticed that yet. I have some other stuff I wanted to draw on stream. If my, you know, the air bubble inside of me were to just disappear, I could go for like another few hours. Just like I could finish this, maybe start the coloring. There's a couple of backgrounds I wanted to make for streams that I haven't yet. That would be cool. Maybe a few assets for streams, maybe draw another character, maybe take requests. I would love to get to a point where I could just draw for hours for everyone. That'd be so fun. That is like quintessential Ubu having fun. Just drawing. Just simple. I guess I know that, you know, the angularity is a bit different on both sides, but it's insignificant enough to where I stopped caring, like almost as soon as I noticed. Maybe you didn't even notice. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never been good at judging that kind of thing. Either way, this is what we have. We're pretty much done with the staff. Hooray! We've done it. Let me check something real quick. Just real quick. I promise it'll just be quick. Okay. See, how fast was that? Quick, right? And then we'll put a little energy ball in the middle, because that'll be cool. Put a little spiky, no. Energy ball, a couple spikies to indicate some sort of power coming out. No, that's not a good spiky. Yeah, that's good. So, I know that a lot of people here like to be epic gamers. So tell me what games y'all have been playing recently. I personally played some Smash Brothers with a couple friends today. That was a lot of fun. I don't get the opportunity to do that very often as much as I would like to. Excuse me. Yeah, that looks fine. I'm hoping not too many, you know, there's so much Hades and Genshin Impact. Oh yeah? Hades. Well, I've seen a lot of people playing Genshin Impact as well, but I want to hone in on Hades. I'm curious. I've seen a little bit of gameplay for it. It does seem interesting. I'm legitimately curious. What about Hades? What do you like about it? Haven't played Smash since Banjo came out. Well, that's been a while. Every character other than Terry who has come out since Banjo has been exciting to me. Like, this fighter pass has, I never thought I'd say this. I'm very fickle about Smash DLC. I never thought I'd see a day where a fighter pass consisting of 6 characters, and 3 of them back to back to back are characters I'm willing to buy. Not only that, but excited for. That's so crazy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Min Min's cool. If Nintendo wants to be on my good side for Smash, see, now you got me ranting about Smash Brothers. Feel free to answer my question about Hades. Like, what do you like about it? Because I am curious. It looks like a game I could get into, but I want to hear someone explain to me what it is, I guess. But while you do that, I'm going to talk about Smash more. If Nintendo cared about what Ubu thought about every DLC character for Smash would be a first-party Nintendo character, because I'm really fickle. Really third-party characters. Guest characters as we used to know them, but now they just stick around for way too long. So naturally, it was like, oh, a Nintendo character in this Nintendo fighting game. Say it ain't so. So I bought Min Min. And then they announced Steve. And Steve used to be a character I didn't like the idea of, but it's Minecraft. I can't be mad at Minecraft. I was disappointed with the song choices. I really would have liked to have heard remixes for like Wet Hands and Sweden, you know. But it's Steve. I can't stay mad. I really wasn't. Whenever I saw the trailer, I laughed. Like, it was so funny to me. Everything about it, it felt like I was watching a meme. Like, this is a Nintendo produced meme. It's an interesting character as well. A little too brainy for me. I wish I could utilize like the terraforming thing a little bit better, but my hands are a bit too clumsy for that. And then Sephiroth, of course. I've talked about this on another stream before, but if there aren't a lot of Square Enix characters I get excited about because they all kind of serve the same niche in my head, but there were 3 that I could get excited about: Slime from Dragon Quest, Geno from Super Mario RPG, and Sephiroth. And Sephiroth happened, so I'm excited. I'm legitimately curious to see who's next. Because, I used to wince when they would announce a new Smash DLC trailer. You know, there are a couple characters that I don't like the idea of them in Smash Brothers. All of them came from DLC. Let's see, the art style is nice, soundtrack, gameplay, even though it should feel repetitive. I get that. Hades, it does feel like one of... It sounds like people like it for the reason that, you know, people like Cuphead, I suppose. It's like a really streamlined difficulty thing. Yeah. And when you can accomplish that thing, it's not so insanely difficult that finishing something just feels like you've been released from prison. It feels like you accomplished something, you know? I'm guessing that's how it feels playing Hades. It's how it feels playing Cuphead. It like the battle itself keeps you engaged, and once you overcome it, it feels rewarding. Because you got to experience it, and now you can tell people that you beat it, and you can move on to the next one. Does Hades scratch that itch as well? That's what I'm assuming. I wouldn't even say I'm slow to hopping on trends. I just don't, because have you ever played Binding of Isaac? I haven't played Binding of Isaac. The graphics kind of nauseate me. But I've heard it's a difficult game. Oops. Like, I know people who've played that game, and they've told me a little bit about it. But anyway, yeah, I don't hop on... I don't want to say Hades is a trend, it's just a newer game that a lot of people are enjoying. But I don't know, I have to be like in the right place at the right time with money in my pocket, and like nothing else on my schedule to get to something that I've heard is fun, I guess. So maybe like I just started playing Cuphead after Christmas this past year. That game is what, 5 years old? Maybe? I don't remember when Cuphead came out. It's a few years old. And there are games on the 3DS, like, that came out when the 3DS was still new. And I was excited for them, and I wanted to buy them, and I never did, because they just, you know, something came up, priorities shifted, you know. Oh. If I might check out Hades and see how much it is. That's nowadays that's a big draw. Is the price tag. That's why I got Cuphead. It was like what, $20 max. I was like, I can have a $20 fun game that looks like a Mickey Mouse cartoon on my Switch. Are you kidding me? So I bought it. And that's why I finally got Dragon Ball FighterZ, because it was like... That game is normally about $50, I think. There. We're done with the line art. I like it. There are a couple things that I could change a bit. Yeah, we aren't done yet. We're almost done. Oh, it's randomly generated? Wow. I didn't know that. That's cool too. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not the best, gamer, I guess, as far as, catching on to things quickly, being able to overcome difficult challenges in a timely fashion. But I do pride myself in at least trying a lot of different games. I think... Well, that's not what I wanted to do. What was I going to say? You saw me play Klonoa. That probably isn't a game that should have given me as much trouble as it did on that one part, like 30 minutes for a level that probably consisted of 7 rooms. But, alas, for every that level from Klonoa, there are games that eventually you'll come to find are my bread and butter. I don't want to talk too much about plans I have, but one thing I've always thought about is if I became a streamer of any kind, I would always want to stream my favorite game for my birthday, because it's a very fun game, and if it's a day that we celebrate me, then I want to play my favorite game for my birthday. So I think you might be surprised at how well or how good I am at CTR. I love that game so much. It's probably the funnest kart racer I've ever played. Yes, even funner than Mario Kart. Even more fun, whatever. Which isn't to say I don't like Mario Kart or something. Or, which isn't to say that I don't like Mario Kart. Enemies, power-ups, dungeons, even bosses change slightly. Plus, I don't think I've heard the NPCs are... Wow. That's cool. That's always nice whenever they think ahead to, like, some poor soul might wander through here 80 times. And, we don't want to make it a punishment other than the fact that they aren't progressing, Like, we don't want... Kind of like, within the world of Spyro, there's the meme of the guy who says trouble with the trolley, eh? Because that's how he... for a lot of people, that was one of the hardest side missions, and he says it every time you don't beat it. To be fair, it was a PlayStation 1 game. It's not like they, thought ahead for anything insane like that, but still. It got infuriating for a lot of people. Fortunately, I like that mission, so I don't hear it that much. Alright, I also suck at drawing stars. We might have to do all reliable 7 thing. Oh! No. Come on. There we go. That's better. Now, you want to know a game that I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to that new Pokemon Snap. That looks so fun. I never played the original, but I did buy it recently on the Wii U eShop. And I'm sure at some point I will find time to play it. You always wanted to buy Crash Team Racing. It gets the Blue Star Ubu endorsement. If you have, like, assuming Nitro Fueled, you know, it's like on every console except every time it's on sale. Dude, if you see CTR on sale, I heavily implore you to buy it. It's a solid kart racer, but it's one of those games where if you take the time to learn, like, the mechanics that make the game work, it's really, really fun. It's like, you know, it's a bonus if you like Crash Bandicoot, but you don't even have to enjoy how fun of a game it is. I grew up with Crash Bandicoot, so that's why I bought it. You know, I was a tiny child when it came out. I wasn't like, Mommy, could you please get me this game with amazing and interesting and unique gameplay mechanics? I was just like, me want Crash Game. And so me got Crash Game. But boy, did I luck out liking Crash Bandicoot as a kid, because one of my favorite games ended up being a game that was fun. It could have been like one of those instances where you go back and play a game from your child. I was so happy when I revisited. People were talking about how amazing of a game it is. I could gush about Crash Team Racing all day. I seriously try to make a little pilgrimage, like a gamer pilgrimage to it once a year just to beat adventure mode because it's just so fun. I don't like how the star turned out. It sucks. I guess we'll just kind of mask it. You like playing? Yeah, I understand that completely though. I'll gush about how fun CTR is, but if you want to play it with friends, I mean, it's still fun with friends, but just don't have any friends who feel as passionate about it, and don't play it online. If you can help it, play it couch, like multiplayer. Mario Kart does that experience much better. The gameplay mechanics are just a little more simplified, I suppose. There are things about Mario Kart I legitimately like a lot more than CTR. Their versus match setup is a lot better than CTR. With Mario Kart, you can choose how many races you want to do, which tracks you go on one at a time, stuff like that. CTR doesn't really have that. And my favorite, I wish this was in CTR, you can turn off items in Mario Kart. That sounds so simple, but they didn't do it in CTR Nitro Fueled. That's probably my biggest gripe with Nitro Fueled. I wish you could turn items off. Just race. So that, with that being said, I think we finished the line art for Pinkami. We'll go ahead and do the coloring. I'm feeling better. Oh, I already made a layer, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Alrighty, so her hair is pink. So let's get to coloring. It's a little bit more vibrant pink. I'm trying to remember exactly what color pink I use for her hair. Oh, you've been drawing along? Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'd like to do at least 3 more of these before I like publicly announce that I want to start doing commissions or what have you. I want people to make sure they know what they're getting into before they potentially think of asking for a drawing. I want to cement, like, this is the kind of drawing you'd be getting, you know? I try to do fancy backgrounds and stuff, but I really think that my strong suit is really just character design. I don't know. I've done fan art before, and I've done fan art I'm very happy with. And of course, if someone's paying me to do it, I will give it my all. When I do fan art, it's usually for free. You were coloring? Ah, I see. Well, I'm glad that you could use my stream as a, just something to listen to while you draw. That's, one of my goals was to inspire people, get them to work on their passions. So I guess I got that with this stream. You do meme fan art. I like to do fan art, but rarely, I guess. I find it, I personally just like doing my own thing a lot more. But every once in a while there is a VTuber or a creator or something who does a work, and I want to show my appreciation for it. The problem I run into is that a lot of the time, like I said, I want to do my own thing, and it kind of isolates me, because fan art is a good way to get your name out there, because fans will recognize that thing, and it, like, you're already kind of on their good side because you drew fan art of a thing you on Twitter, which I will. People just judge it as a thing. They won't be like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite character, They'll be like, okay, well, how well did he draw child wearing mage robe? But every once in a while, I try to show my appreciation for other creators by by showing up at their house and handing them an envelope with fan art in it. No, just drawing something for them. Kind of got out of that working on You Do 'Em For Me. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess just because of how much time a drawing can take, I spend so much time, like, calculating how much time will this take up, And because that's how I see a lot of, because there's only so much time in a day. You don't want to wake up too late. You don't want to have stayed up too late. Even, I typically have work that next day at some point. Excuse me. I get it. I had a thought and then I lost it. Oh well. Yeah, I understand that. I guess that's just the way I see, like, when I draw fan art, that's how I'm thinking about it. But I understand that not everyone thinks like me. Not everyone decides they become a VTuber and their big ideas for their debut is to sing Danny Boy and put on Joker makeup for 5 seconds. That's usually what I'm thinking of, is just time management. I think perhaps I think a little too long term. Like, I want to get better at drawing this character because this is actually my character. But on the flip side, you know, one of my last drawing streams I ever did, I ended up drawing a Grover Cleveland based on someone's request from the chat. So it's nice to give yourself time to practice things that you didn't create. Kind of helps you understand how, you know, like the physics of the whole thing, I guess. And, you know, sometimes, like you said, just that's what you want to do. And so you do it. Every once in a while, I'll put up like a fan drawing or something. What color? I think I typically do this color for the eyes. Excuse me. Feel like there was another. I'm always too tired to do anything but watch TV and maybe draw after work. I get that completely. My job, the hours aren't that long, but the job itself tires me out a little more than it should. But like I really lucked out with the job I have because of the hours. That's probably the only reason I've been able to pursue the kinds of things I've wanted to. On the internet anyway, you know, is because the hours I, like, not only since you draw on your phone, both at the same time, I get it. I kind of do the same thing. I don't really watch a lot of TV, but I do, you know, I'll tune into a VTuber stream or just look for something on, like there are a couple YouTube channels that, you know, their videos never get old, so I'll go look that up. I get what you're saying. I think I just did, like, black for this part. So let us do that. Yeah, I've worked full-time before. If I still worked full-time, I would just be a husk who didn't have the energy to come home and stream. I know that sounds dramatic, but that's really how I felt. What was that? There was something else I wanted to say. Gosh darn it. Oh, I was talking about games I was looking forward to. And I said new Pokemon Snap. And then I thought, there's another game that isn't a part of the biggest media franchise in existence that I'm looking forward to. I wish I could remember the name verbatim. Let me look it up real quick. It's like a 3D platformer that but like the graphics look like a combination of a GameCube game, like a 3D Mario game, and a Paper Mario game. And it looks really fun. I can't wait for it to come out. Where is it? Sorry, I know I stopped drawing just to look this up. But by George, I'm gonna find it. Let's see. And I think the people who made A Hat in Time are helping develop it, which got me interested. Oh, wait. No, that is what I want to look at. I think it's called, like, Here Comes Nico or something like that, but I can't find it, so I can't confirm that. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, if you like 3D platformers, you should look into that game. It legitimately looks like a Paper Mario game and a 3D platformer, like a GameCube one. I'm so excited to play it. As if it's almost done, but they haven't announced like an actual release date, and it's very maddening. I just want it to come out. I want to give them my money. I want to support them. Their game looks very fun. That's not what I wanted to do. Whatever. I already did it. What's done is done. Yeah, it's a good skin tone. Color and time, color and time. Put on the color and I can't think of a rhyme. Ooh, that was good. You know, I already did white. I might as well just knock out the white while I'm here. Makes it sound like I'm visiting. One thing I try not to do is make the teeth too goofy. Obviously, having a missing tooth is going to look goofy by default, but there are ways that I've drawn this character where the they're like the teeth are busting out of her mouth like she has never even heard of a dentist or something. I don't want it to look too, I still want her to look like an adorable mascot character or something. I don't want her to look ridiculously unhygienic. Even if she's missing a tooth, you can miss a tooth and still be not ugly. You can miss a tooth and be beautiful. There. Go ahead and just finish the mouth up. And now I'll get back to the skin tones. Well, the skin tones. Just one color. It's not really tones. There. And this might be a color that I change a little bit, but I want to actually put it down and see how it looks first. It's hard to judge until it's actually there, if that makes any sense. And I don't want to get any flesh color in the teeth, because that'd be nasty. Or in the mouth, because that's not where it goes. Looking good so far. I wish I could remember all the way back to when I like the highlights of when I would draw this character, so I could remember the exact colors I used to use. When I draw her on physical pen and paper, I would make do with what I had, but whenever you have like the entire color spectrum at your disposal like you do on a computer, then that's different. You can make anything, any color you want. Yeah, that looks fine to me. I like how it looks. Here's a little bit that I want to edit here. We'll draw a couple, some white blotches in her eyes, like on the other one. Make them look a little more even, Oh, whoops. There. And then that looks better, I guess. Just edit the lines. Oh, it's vector. Get rid of that. It's supposed to be an oval shape, not an oval shape that's jagged. There. This is better. Much better. And then do a little improving on the line art here. There we go. Because I see imperfections and I don't stand for that kind of thing. I do not stand for imperfection. Everything must be perfect, which is why I draw so silly. Because it is perfect. We might as well draw or color in the hands since we've already got this color available. Oh, while I know at the beginning of the stream I talked about how I'm probably going to put gaming streams on hold for a little bit, but I did want to say, I wanted to publicly announce to where you hear it with my voice, that I got a little accessory in the mail the other day, and it will help with streaming non-HDMI games. I guess that does look the way I want it to. Which means GameCube games. Because that's the one console I own that doesn't... it looks worse than I wanted it to. The only console... Well, let's see. It means GameCube games and potentially PS2 games if I can find a PS2 game that I want to play. I do have a couple PS2 games, but I have a lot of GameCube games I would love to play. I want to get the streams. I know people who, you know, they stream with like interfaces and stuff that I talk to regularly, ask them for advice. I'll ask them, see what they think is up, and then hopefully we can get things working, because like I said, at the end of the month I have a special a video game stream, like a challenge idea that I'm really excited about doing. I want to end the month of January with a bang, and I think that'll be the best way to do it. But I want to play GameCube games. I don't get a chance to play those very often, because usually my Wii U or my Switch is plugged up to the TV. But now, like, potentially I could do this for, I don't know, a living. It wouldn't take a whole lot. It really wouldn't take a whole lot for this to make more money than the job I have right now, so it could feasibly become a living very quickly. But what was I saying? Yeah, I would say, in my personal video game library, the console I own the most games for is the Wii, but right behind it is the GameCube. I have most of the games that I want for the GameCube. There are a few I don't have, but there is this thing called buying them that I could do. And I'm so excited about the possibility. Like, you know, I said a couple times during debut, I want to play Monkey Ball. Well, guess who's got Monkey Ball and who has the means to play it? Me. And then, assuming I beat Monkey Ball, excuse me, assuming I beat Monkey Ball, I can go get Monkey Ball 2. I can go find it somewhere. And then, I don't know if there's any difference between Monkey Ball 1 and 2 and Monkey Ball Deluxe, but if there is, I'll go buy Deluxe, and then that's the last one I'll buy, because Banana Blitz, I haven't heard the best things about. I mean, maybe I'll get Banana Blitz, why not? It'd just be kind of underwhelming to like work up towards the game that a lot of people consider like the end of the beginning of the end for the series. Like, you see how fun these games were? You ready for the next one? Okay, it's not as fun. Ta-da! But anyway, and then there are other games that, like, yeah, right, there's no other way to play them except emulators. I don't want to use an emulator if I don't want to. If I don't want to have to. If I don't have to, I mean. Like, my copy of F-Zero GX still works really well. And dude, I'm sure I could come up with like some sort of fun streaming challenge with that adventure mode. Good heavens, that's a hard game. Like, playing the story mode of F-Zero GX on easy is difficult. And Lord have mercy on your soul if you want to unlock the characters by playing every episode on hard. Like, some of those missions are like not even a minute long, but good heavens, you have to have precision timing and a mastery of the game's controls to beat it. But it's still, I mean, that's the kind of game that's fun to make a challenge out of. To, like, make content. At least I think. I do think there's a point where if you're just watching someone do the same thing for 5 hours, it's, I don't know, that entirely comes down to how much do you like this person as an entertainer. I'd like to think I could be entertaining for that long, but we'll see. One day. GameCube I want to play. Chibi Robo. Another one of those games that I would consider adventure-y, in the adventure-y category. 3D platformer. You're a small robot the size of like an action figure living in the house of what a Japanese video game company thought the average family in the 50s in America. A really zany world, even though you're literally just in a house. It's like if Toy Story was made by a really funky Japanese video game company. And I like it. What are some other games? I have the original Luigi's Mansion. Be kind of cool to play Luigi's Mansion 1 and then skip to 3 because I don't really have a way of playing 2. And even if I wanted to, it seems like a relatively divisive game. I've never played it. I think I played like 5 minutes of it on a road trip. Someone offered it to me and I said, wow, here it is, and then I stopped playing it and took a nap. But I haven't played 3 either, but I know someone who played it and they enjoyed it thoroughly. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. But yeah, I want to get into the older games. Right now, what's at my disposal is, you know, newer generations, but the Wii U does have, it's probably the best game for virtual console releases. That's mostly what I've been using the Wii U for ever since they ported every game worth talking about to the Switch. It's just been my glorified virtual console machine. And Smash Brothers, but why would I play 3DS and Wii U when I have Ultimate? The only thing 3DS and Wii U have that Ultimate doesn't are like a handful of stages and trophies. Boy, was I mad when they took trophies out of Ultimate. That was what got me into Smash Brothers, was collecting trophies. But anyway, that's water under the bridge, I suppose. The game's a couple years old now. I don't think Sakurai is going to undo his mistake. Oh no! The sleeve is bleeding. There, it is no longer bleeding. Crisis averted. And now we continue coloring it. Hey, hey! Nice. Yeah, I'm glad someone else out, like, you know, every once in a while you get someone who's willing to make a constructive criticism. There are a lot of people who seem to be like, what's the big deal about trophies? And I'm like, what's the big deal with your face? Am I right? I'm just kidding. I don't say that. I just tell them that was the thing I liked the most. You know, I came for the cool characters and I stayed for the trophies. It was like an actual reward for doing things. Seeing a 3D model of a character you might not have even known about, and reading about their history and reading like what game they came from. That's really cool. And now we get a JPEG that we've seen on Google for some characters. Like some of these JPEGs are as old as I am, older. And we don't even know what game they're from, we just know what series they're from. You know? Like, I'm glad they brought stickers back, because that's essentially what it is, but I was hoping we could have stickers and trophies in the same game again, because they serve different purposes. I think the last thing I have to color, other than the shoes, is the staff. And my reference here doesn't have the colors for the part that I needed colors for. You had the same exact thought process back in the day. You were like, you know what? I don't actually want to color this part. I'll just stop right here. Great minds think alike. It's almost like it was drawn by the same person. I think it'd be fun to play through World of Light on stream. But to like, with certain conditions. I think me playing through World of Light, that's kind of an easy out for an idea for a stream, because that's just me playing a game I like to play for a stream. If I can help it, I want every stream to be a relatively new experience. Like I'd never played Klonoa. I'd only played the first level of Vitamin Connection, and I would have liked to have played through more of it, but instead that was really the same amount that I played on the stream last time. I guess I'll go ahead and tell you what the surprise game was going to be after Klonoa. No. Should I? If you want to hear the surprise, go ahead and tell me. But if you're the kind of person who wants the surprise to say a surprise, tell me as well, because I don't want to ruin it for you. Because I know it'll happen, but I don't know when it'll happen. You know? I have a lot of ideas for games, and that is one of them, and it's a game I like playing. Well, it's a game I liked playing when I was younger. Keep it a surprise. Okay, well, I'll tell you this much. It was a game I liked playing when I was younger, but they remade it. And I'm super excited to have a copy of it. And, like, so excited that it was going to be the second game I played on stream, but I want the gameplay streams to not be super scuffed. I want everything to go smoothly. I want my character model to coexist with the game I'm playing, and for the game I'm playing to be hearable by me and the viewer, you know? But I'm working on it. Even if this is a hobby that makes me no money, I have other means of making money. So getting things for streaming won't take too long. But if I can kick things into high gear, maybe sell a couple art commissions or something, we might be able to speed up the process, you know? Exactly, that's why I said that, because we live in the era of remakes. Me saying it's a remake of a game I played as a kid, like me saying that, you could guess three different games, and all of them are games I really want to play, but not the one I'm talking about. Everyone just wants to capitalize on the past, am I right? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say I'm like a super hipster, but I'm also not like a sucker who, you know, buys the same game 5 times because he liked it from when he was a kid. It depends, you know. Like, I bought Tropical Crash, Spyro, Mario 3D. Yeah. At the very least, I will give credit where credit is due. Crash and Spyro were like remade from the ground up. The Mario 3D ones were not. The only reason I own those is because I asked for them for Christmas and I got them. But I have quote-unquote originals, so like I own Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine already. It really was just to make sure I have, like, in case my old copy of Sunshine for my GameCube, like the original I played as a kid, if it finally decides to go kaput, I wanted to ensure I had a working copy of Sunshine. They made it worse. How did they make it worse? I thought it was essentially an emulator of the Japanese version of the game. I'm curious what, like, the specifics of how it's worse. I mean, if I play it and it's like an unenjoyable experience, I have it on the Wii, so I'll just play it there. And like, if I play through all of those and there's something about them that's just off, I'll pull out Mario 64, I'll pull out Sunshine, I'll buy Galaxy. And you know what? I actually already bought Galaxy 2. I want to play all the 3D Marios on stream at some point. But I need to stop talking about plans. I need to keep them under wraps. I suppose if you're like a Nintendo-centric gaming channel, that's like saying, oh crap, I told the audience I was going to breathe air on stream. Like, well, duh, that was going to happen. Like, it used to be a non-symmetrical model, and now it is. Oh, okay. Alright. I don't know how much that'll bother me then. If it was gameplay, that would bother me, because that's what I want in a game, is gameplay. But if it's visuals, you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is symmetrical. I can't play this. But I understand. I've thought about this before. There are things about the originals that we played that we cling to them, and a game developer remaking that thing could never, like, you know, hope to recapture it, because it's so menial. When I played through the Spyro remakes, the thing I looked for was a specific sound effect that an enemy in a specific level made. And Toys for Bob, I think, were the people who remade it. They couldn't know, you know? And it would be a little inconsistent if they were like, hey, Ubu wants to hear this specific sound effect from this specific level. You know, and then everything else they completely remake. You want to play Galaxy? Well, at the very least, you can play it vicariously through me at some point, because I intend to play both of them. And I'm really excited. It's been a very long time since I played Galaxy 1, and I've never played Galaxy 2. But I heard good things about Galaxy 2, and I have good memories of Galaxy 1. There's a reason it got a sequel, presumably, because it is as good as I remember. And boy, that music. So, just... I love orchestral music, and Galaxy has that. It just has such an interesting feel. I think that's one thing I really like about all the 3D Mario games, is they all do such a good job of standing out from one another. They do a good job of like building off of what their predecessors established gameplay-wise, but they all have an identity. It's one of the reasons I don't really like New Super Mario Brothers, because, you know, the way that I would be able to tell them apart is because, like, either Toad is in it, or Toad is in it and he's wearing, like, a flying squirrel suit, or the graphics don't look good enough to be on a Wii U. You know, just, like, really simple things, but, you know, you see a Mario, like, all of those games could have existed on the same console, and you can still tell, oh, that's 64, because this was the artistic direction of 64, and this is Galaxy because that was the artistic direction of Galaxy, and this is Odyssey, etc., etc. We'll make the little beam here in the center like a bluish green. That'll be cool. That'll be cool, methinks. But yeah, if you can get your hands on at least Galaxy 1, I would imagine yeah, if you can get your hands on either Galaxy game, absolutely do it. I'm always going to be a big proponent, I think is the word, of, you know, if you can find a legitimate way to play X game and, like, own it for yourself into the foreseeable future, do it. There, we finished the color. How does that look? Wow, we went over the 2-hour mark. I thought I was ending, like, I don't know. The problems I was having kind of dissipated, so that being said, my throat is getting to a point where it's probably time to end. But we went over 2 hours, for crying out loud. I'm happy. I don't know if I'll do it on stream or not, but eventually your roommate has the 3D Switch collection, so I could just borrow it. I gotcha. Yeah. If I would say, like, there are games where borrowing is completely understandable. There are games where I would suggest buying them because they're so good. Galaxy's probably one of those games. 64 and Sunshine are as well. I know Sunshine can be a really, what's the word? It's one of those you love it or hate it games. There are people out there who don't like it. I am not one of those people. Mario Sunshine is a very fun game. It kind of did what the 3D Sonic series wanted to do, where it's like, well, we have perfected Sonic in 3D, now let's throw in like a bunch of gimmicky mechanics and stuff. Except there's something about 3D Sonic that always feels kind of off. Like, they never really perfected it, so maybe they should stop putting in so many gimmicks and work on that. Mario 64 hit it out of the park, and Sunshine also did really good. So, it like took that foundation and then added the flood, the water backpack. You've already 100%ed the other games. I see. If that's the case, I guess if you don't own 64 and Sunshine, and you want to own them, which they are games worth owning, definitely get the 3D collection. If you already own them and you just want it for Galaxy, if you have a Wii U, go buy Galaxy on the Wii U eShop for $20. That's why you didn't... Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know how many people haven't played these games already. And, like, it's one thing to be multiple generations set apart from their initial release, like Crash Bandicoot, CTR came out 21 years ago. And is definitely a game where if you're someone worried about graphics, it didn't age as well as it could have. It's almost like it was a PS1 game or something. But then Mario 64 is the game that aged the worst, but that's because the Nintendo 64 had a really dated graphical thing, which is understandable. A lot of people didn't finish Sunshine. Yeah, I get it. I didn't finish it 100%, but I did finish it at some point. Not when I was a child. I did eventually return to it. I've been tremendously blessed to have the copy I played as a kid work this whole time. Yeah, I forgot about, they I guess technically remade 64. They did add, new characters and stuff. Yeah, I'd say really the for Sunshine, because like you said, the few people who did own it, who had a GameCube and had Sunshine, probably didn't finish it because it's a pretty unforgiving Mario game. But Galaxy, everyone owned a Wii. I can assure you a lot of those Wii owners owned Galaxy. Not as many people owned a 64, but more people owned a 64 than a GameCube. And every person I know who owned a Nintendo 64 owned Mario 64. And a lot of people owned DSs, and I can assure you, like you said, a lot of people who had the DS, they saw a Mario game for it, and they got excited, and that's what they bought with their allowance or whatever. So every person I know who's bought the 3D collection or has thought about it, it's been like, I want one of those games because I already own the other two or have a means of getting the other two. Like I said, I own 64 and Sunshine. I just need Galaxy. And that's why I put it on my Christmas list. So it's like, if I can get it for free, I won't have any qualms about owning it. If I can't get it for free, I'll just go buy Galaxy. Because I have the other two. But anyway, back then we had to rely on magazines. Yeah, I like getting strategy guides every now and again. I think I've just played a lot more games where I understand what I need to do, I just have to do it, like Cuphead. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this drawing turned out. We're coming up on 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I guess we'll go back to the welcome room. Yeah, I guess I'll do the shading off stream or something. I'm not sure when I'll do it. Maybe I'll do an extra stream tomorrow, like a super secret stream at late at night. I don't know. But the other stream I want to do tomorrow, I'll keep it a surprise until you see the thumbnail. Alright, well thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. You're done with yours too? Well, I can't wait to see it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you hear about any other time I stream. And, you know, leave a comment, tell me what you think. And just have a good rest of the day or night, whatever time of the day it is for you. You don't know if you'll post it today or tomorrow. Fair enough. I mean, it's what I said. I guess we're in the same boat then. Alright, y'all have a good one. Oh, you're drawing Garfield, I'm assuming. Unless there's another cat that hates Mondays out there. Okay, goodbye. Keep it classy.